Well, hello, folks. Welcome back to the Saturday stream. And just in the nick of time, MZ259 is saying hello that they're new. Hello. Thanks so much. Appreciate the follow. Glad you're here. We are in the medieval zone on the Citadel server. My name is Joel Duggan. The spider's in my way. And we need to do a little bit of work around here because we almost finished this in yesterday. And I want to complete it, but we had a problem earlier where I had to go, and when I logged back into the game, I got blowed up, and I have to fix this now. So I'm all excited to finish the inn, and my pretty little blacksmith has been blown to smithereens. So we need to mine this up and figure out what's going on here. So yes, not at all the smoothest day. I don't think. I have to look up a picture because I don't remember what this looks like. First things first, we need to fill that with some stone blocks and whatnot. So let's just do this for now. All right, we need to go get more goodies. Adamski83, thanks for the tier 1 sub. I very much appreciate the support. And that is 12 months for Adamski. You have unlocked the Space Keystone badge. Thank you so much for hanging out and being a subscriber for an entire year. That is phenomenal. Really appreciate that. I need stuff. That stuff. We're gonna need. I don't remember what the tripwire hook was for. We need string for the anvil. We're probably gonna need chains. And probably more logs. I really don't remember what this looked like. Zekno, hey, how's it going? I really need to figure out a nice mosaic for this square. Oh, we need more of those. Joel, have you ever considered turning the creeper damage off on the Citadel? We had a request from MacCast to do that because out of all of us, I would imagine that MacCast's stats on being blown up by a creeper are pretty high. But we want it to be a survival server. So we've removed Enderman griefing because no one finds that fun. And we've removed... I think that's it. I think that's the only real change that we've made. So I'm pretty sure that this was just string and an anvil, and we just need something to put the string on. And I think I had it this way. Nope. Does that always go the same way? Oh, well that's annoying. Okay. So then we should be able to put the anvil here. And remove this. So that seems to be about right. I don't think I see anything else missing. Just a tripwire hook, which I think was here. And then some of the wood logs here. I'm gonna have to look this up later to make sure I've got this right, but I think this was just... I've got charcoal in my inventory, which means it was probably a couple of campfires. Aldebar says I leave creeper damage player damage on, but I turn creeper block damage off as my own personal compromise. Yeah, that's a good idea too. If you can do that, I think we talked about that on the Spawn Chunks one time. About the cool changes they were making for people that wanted to like tweet that kind of stuff. We leave it pretty standard. Was that after the iron farm burning? It was around that time, but yeah, that's what the MacCast uses as a reference. We tend to tease MacCast about that more than really it's a bother. There's already a campfire there. Maybe I don't need 2 of these. I want the logs to go this way. So we put the campfire that way, and then we put it out. And I've got a texture pack. I had a texture pack. Is it not on? Hold on. Resource packs. Where is my little... Oh, here we go. Vanilla tweaks, no ash for unlit campfires. I thought I had this installed, but maybe I didn't. I've been using this for a month or so and I quite like it. All it does, as soon as it loads... Hello? That should not take that long. So if you have an unlit campfire, what it does is it removes the ash texture from underneath it, so then you can use it as logs, which is nice. And then also in a fireplace, do I have one in here? I don't know if I have logs in here. I do. So in a fireplace, then you can control and put your own ash texture, whether it's blackstone or basalt or whatever, you can put it underneath there too, which is nice. Is anyone else bothered by how Vanilla Tweaks packages the downloads? Shepard? It's not the best. I don't want to criticize too much because they do an awful lot of really cool things and I use a lot of their data packs. More often I get ideas from their data packs as well. But yes, I do find it very cumbersome how the website downloads. I think the problem with it, Shepard, is that it's meant for the person that really needs a lot of hand-holding in terms of getting things installed on your own personal Minecraft install. But when you're running a server and you know a lot about Minecraft and data packs, that's when the Vanilla Tweaks gets really cumbersome, is because they try to help a lot and they end up making more work for you. I think that's where I find it lands. Again, I don't want to come down on them too hard because I mean it's a free thing that they're doing and I'm taking advantage of it. So like I can't slam it too bad, but yeah, I do find it we'll say cumbersome is probably the best way to describe it. I don't need the bow. Bones. Do we put the sign over here? We did. Okay. So the other thing that I need is cobblestone. We'll use stone bricks. Need more stone bricks. And I need a roof color for this building. I would imagine probably spruce trim would be the easiest way to go. So we'll go with that. Could maybe try something that was a little bit more like something darker like blackstone, but so last time on stream we completed the outside design decisions, or most of them, for this inn/tavern. This is the Mossy Goat, which I came up with in between streams. I need to put a door and finish the inside. This is going to be the bar / where all the, you know, kind of the main service stuff happens. I have a nice big fireplace, a couple of big tables inside. We're going to change these into different things. These are just placeholders for now. We have the upstairs just about finished on the backside here, but this is where I need to figure out what's happening with the building next door before I decide how I'm going to decorate and design up here. All the rooms are sectioned off. We have these little like faux balconies, which is nice. We have what will be potentially an upstairs here into a loft. I think the staircase is probably going to be right there. So we have some inside work to do, but before I do that, I want to finish the outside. And over around the corner here, you'll see there's this neat little alleyway that goes behind the building, which I quite like. And then we've got this place right here. And this is what I want to build up and make sure that we have this in the right position. And in here, we're thinking about making this a cooper, which I just learned is someone that makes and repairs barrels, casks, crates, boxes, etc., which makes total sense to have next to the inn and the tavern. And then we have a staircase down here that will eventually go into this tunnel, and that hooks up to the basement of the inn as well. So we want to put a frame around this location right after I sleep here, so that we know where the roof is and how much of all of this it's going to cover, so that we don't spend all this time decorating this thing that you're only going to be able to see when you're this close to it. So there's no sense in making this really fancy if we don't have to. Ice 300Q. I'm excited to see all the new buildings. I started a new world recently, and I'm planning on making a village like this one. Oh, that's very cool. Like one from Lord of the Rings. Yeah, that's where I got the idea from this inn. I was very much imagining the prancing pony from Bree. And by the way, has anybody taken a walk through the Middle Earth, Minecraft Middle Earth server? It's breathtaking. I need to do that again. I need to do that again on stream. That was really fun. But I remember seeing the prancing pony. I was also thinking about the green dragon a little bit, probably for the color, but I didn't want to copy them, obviously. I wanted to make my own. But yeah, let's just take some of this out here. Make this feel a little bit more uniform and make sense. I think we're going to be pushing this out because it's too narrow. So we're going to get rid of this. So we want this to be at least 7 wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe this goes out here. I might have to take that data pack off. I'm getting all kinds of frame stutters now that I put that data pack on. Not data pack, that texture pack. Like, that's really messing with my frames here. It's weird. Goes to there, I think. Nope, one more inside here. I don't want this to be an even number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, okay. And then up to here. So this part is going to be taller. I want this to be 7 wide. We just have to decide where we're going to nudge this. So technically, we want it to be here. And this doesn't really matter. It might not be seen. I'm just, for my own consistency, trying to make sure that I've got this. Just helps with the roof layout. Yeah, that's kind of a fun design. Fun shape. We'll see how it works. It might be a headache, but we will find out soon enough. So we've got one spot down here that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 wide. And the other part's 7. So we'll want where do we want the gable on this to be? I'm guessing we probably want this might be just a slant roof. The gable could be there. So if I was to put so if this is here, we've got 3. We put this here. And then I guess we'll just go with, it's not a very big spot, so we can just use the double high gable. Oop, that's wrong. And this goes up into the middle. Is that the middle? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Oh, because that comes over by 1. Right. I guess this could be a 2-wide build. Doesn't have to be even. That can be too big. That is massive. Let's not do that. I think we can cut that down a little bit. Brindy AZ141. Hello. Welcome on in. I hope I pronounced your name right. If I didn't, let me know. So let's try that again. And we'll just go up here, there. And then maybe we can take a page from what we just learned on the barn next to it, or the tavern next to it, and maybe do like a double. That way, it's not quite as tall. Yeah, that's not huge. I'm okay with that. So that would bring in... Oops, I fell down here. Whoop. Am I in the right? Yep, we're fine. So we could take this across like this. Till... get to here. Oops. And then we have to do this. And then switch gears again. And for this, I'll just go up normally. We'll figure out the details later. Goes to there. Back down the other side. Okay. So that is how high the back part is, which is fine by me. I guess we would need it. I mean, I like the idea of being able to go maybe up some stairs here and come out the top. We'll figure out the insides a little bit tighter later. But I like this whole window bit there. Access to whatever is up here. This could be storage for the barrels for the Cooper. And I guess we could just leave this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But obviously we're going to want to bring the roof across. And then I think this roof here will slant, like it'll be like this. The gable will be over here. Or it'll just be like a straight diagonal. Will you use terracotta in other builds here like you have in the tavern? I love the idea of the town being really colorful, sort of muted color way. Yeah, I want to try to work in colors, mostly because I'm getting bored of gray. Like, I mean, it looks medieval, but it's like I want... Plus, if you have like mossy stuff, I find that it looks so much better when you have some other matchy colors. So we might want to try like more... Like I've got some brown terracotta there. I've got some red terracotta placeholding there. I wouldn't mind having something cool in red. I just don't want it to be too distracting. Like, I feel like if we have one green thing here in the square, I don't want to have like a bunch of colors nearby. I feel like maybe this would be the colored thing here, and then maybe we can use the terracotta texture, but maybe save another color for perhaps over on the west side of town. I'm going to space it out a little bit, I think. So now I need to bring this down. Do I have scaffolding on me? I need more stairs too. Dark oak. Do I have any spruce? Here we go. All right, let's go along here. that's there. There's the ridge line. Need to sleep again. Whoop. Stealing the use of terracotta with builds. Oh, thanks. Yeah. I mean, I'm stealing it from people that I used to play with on Vastin. I'm stealing it from Whip, from Mythical Sausage. They've all done really cool stuff. And Stampy Scene, hello. Welcome in. Thanks for coming by the stream. If folks want to, there are a number of tweets on my Twitter account. You can share the stream with your friends easily if you want to retweet it and let folks know that there's a fun stream happening live. Please feel free to do that. So now down here, that doesn't quite line up. So do we want to do another gable? Or because I don't want to have I don't want a roof ridge here because that's just, you're just going to bonk your head on it, right? So we have to do what I think is going to be a slanted roof. These are all on the third block, so it would actually get down to about here. And then I think we would probably just do like a standard simple until we run into the side of this like this. Although that's not going to make a lot of sense. We might have to cut this back. Or we could push this back by a block. How long is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This might be better off as 5. I'm trying, it's a silly thing to do, but I do try to make sure that these look like rain could run off of them and not pool and not be a problem. I know it's a weird thing. So I either want to push this ahead by 1, which might be a good solution as well. Because then we would have this that would just run across here. And then that would come to there. That would go there. This here. Do upside down stairs. And so this could be like the facade part. So this would be chopped away. And then have I done a 2 wide roof recently? I don't remember how I handled that. I thought there was one over by the wall. Level Up, Jumbo Sale. Thanks so much for hanging out, my friend. Take care. Have a fantastic rest of your day. We did do this before, and it looks like 2 sideways stairs are the best way to go. I like that, too. We're going to steal that. Stealing from myself. So I feel like this is probably okay in terms of the layout. We might want to go a little bit more to the side here. So that could go there. Get rid of this. And that just hangs out like that. This could actually be, I don't have any trapdoors, but that would probably be trapdoors. We might fill this in with dark oak, like this one, like have the spruce trim and the dark oak inside. But I think that's good. We don't bonk our heads going up here. But that means, and this is the whole purpose behind this, is that when you look at the back of the inn, you are not going to be able to see a heck of a lot. Like hardly any at all. A little bit there. Chimney's not going to matter too much. Maybe from the other side over here you will see some stuff. Yeah, so you'll get to see the chimney from over here. Okay, so down here you'll get to see a good part of the chimney. So the chimney we'll have to make sure we're paying attention when we texture it. But like none of this in here is going to matter too much. Very, very seldom. It's a fairly wide spot. We're still going to be able to see some things. I also don't know what's happening yet with this thing. I don't know whether this is part of the next building or what. But that is enough for me to kind of be informed as to how this is going to go in this side. I would imagine we're probably going to have to knock this back by a block here, which is unfortunate because that doesn't look very good. And we can't do this because then you're just going to bonk your head on stuff. So we'll probably have to knock this back. We might be able to get away with using some walls, like the actual Minecraft wall block in here to kind of give ourselves a little bit more room, but not like have an overhang, but not have it be too terrible. I'll see what I can swing. But I'm okay moving forward with this. And then, so now what we need to do is figure out this section here. Now, let's go inside. We'll grab some green terracotta. And we're going to need stripped dark oak, probably stripped spruce. We'll bring some dark oak. Going to need some of these. We don't need the signs. Don't need multiple stacks of cobble. And I need trapdoors. Okay. CJ, hello. Welcome in. Hey, Dang Rice, how's it going? Peachy Peyton. I think I missed your question, but Cosmic might have given you kind of a heads up. Yeah, so the server's got multiple zones. Right now we're working in the medieval area, which is actually quite big. This is, okay, here's an example of how big this area is. You can see the top of the build, the road up here, right? And then this is the town that we're in right now. Right, you can see my little arrow as to where I am. But check this out. This is the entire medieval zone. And we are looking at only that little bright green spot in the middle where it says -9216, -9216. We're basically standing right underneath that number 6 in the first 9216. And so there's it's a huge area, huge area. It's going to be a lot of fun for people filling it in and stuff like that. And it's a multiplayer server. Like, this is not all just me. I'm doing the town, but people have other ideas for other projects. Megan is doing this wizard tower over here in the distance. But it's really working out quite well because if you look at this, we've got, you know, the views have been kind of lined up nicely, right? Like you can see her wizard tower when you're exiting the south exit. And then we've got plans down here, this road. You can see the cobblestone path, right? So then it goes past that, goes through the woods here, eventually comes out to another meadow. Like there's all kinds of cool plans. And things are really starting to look cool around here now that we're adding more roofs and more textures and stuff. So it's going well. But yeah, it's a big area. Lots of people are going to be involved, I think. All right, get rid of all that. How do we want to handle this upstairs? We've done mostly green upstairs for walls. We've done stone for the foundation. So I feel like we might want to switch to terracotta up here. And at some point we had switched to wood on the outside. And I don't know if that's going to be on the inside too. Need to break through here quickly. Right, so that's the wood part there. I'm just going to put a placeholder so I know it's there. So it's one lower than this. Because what I'm thinking of is these beams inside. I like that look. And I'm thinking I might want to do this to help separate the terracotta and the stone. Right? I think that looks pretty good. Maybe not this, but oh, we've got a tangent there with the textures. This is probably going to have to not be terracotta. Which is unfortunate. I'd like to keep it, but we might have to just keep this section. Like just that part. So this can all be stone. Because that looks fine, but having a different texture here was not working for me. Oh, time to sleep again. I'm done with having creepers sneak up on me today, man. Chelquin, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Hi, Triskelion. I didn't see you come in. It's always nice to see familiar names in the chat. I love the frequency. There seems to be a lot more people stopping by, which is great. We've got extra space. So this technically would be a wall out here. I don't know if we need that space. It might be good, because I think what I'm going to do is for a ceiling in here, I've got absolutely zero idea what we're doing for ceiling. Maybe we should just continue with what we're doing down here, because I like this. It looks cool. So this is 1, 2, 3, and then there's a rafter. So the ceiling would technically come in 2, 3, and then rafter would be here. And then we would have, I need more slabs. I'm sure I have spruce slabs here around somewhere. Ha! Nope. 7. Not what I was hoping for. Really? Wow. Okay. We're going to need more than that. Okay. So here we were going with slabs that made things look cool. And that again. So that is the ceiling level here. So we can't have the stairs come over this far because the roof gets in the way. So at this point, we'd have to take these stairs and turn them. Not that we couldn't do ladder access to the top, but I feel like stairs are a little bit more copacetic. Let's just go. Ah, so we can't go. Can't really do anything out here either. Okay, so it can't come that far back. That's tricky. That's tricky, 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 tricky. How is that? How is this wall supposed to be farther out and the roof be continued there? Basically, I'm just trying to find a way to get a staircase up to the next level without blocking this door. And we might have to reverse it. I have an idea for up here. It's just a matter of whether or not we can do it. All right. There's no head bonking there, I don't think. Yeah. It's a little tight, but we can also, these can be changed into reverse stairs so that they don't have such a tight headspace. We need to go get some of those stairs. Stairs are hard. You're right on the diagonal. They can be very tricky. I'm okay with... I think the trick for me for stairs is using landings more often than you'd think you need to. Like if you use a landing, something like this, or this little thing here, these two slabs, it really helps. But then along here, we can actually use stairs in the reverse way. Gives the same profile outside, but changes things inside to give us a little bit more headroom. And then we've got logs that would go here. So there's not going to be a lot of space up here. It's just meant to be essentially like a bunch of cots. Like I don't think I'm going to have like a proper... There's not going to be divided bedrooms. I just think it's going to be like a big communal room of beds. So like if you've got no money, they're going to put you on the top floor where it's probably hot and stuffy and gross. And you have to hang out with probably mice and all kinds of other nasty stuff. So we're going to have to stop, I think, the logs here. It's a little bit close. Maybe we'll back that up a little bit and we'll put a upside down stair there. And then we'll have to do something nicer looking here. Oops. That unfortunately blocks that. It looks cool and it works, but it blocks the door. You can't get in. It's really low. Not a fan of that because we'd want this to be like this. Right, we want a door here. I mean, I guess we could leave it like that. It's not the end of the world. It just feels very, very low. I mean, it's a little cozy, but let's see how we can swing this. I don't know if I have much. I don't think I have an option. I think this is kind of where everything has to go. Is that outside? Can't tell. Nope. Probably a few things out here like this to keep it creeper free. Yeah, wonder if a trapdoor might work a little bit better here. This still feels very odd. Oh, maybe it's trapdoor's in the wrong spot. What if I did this? Feels a little bit better. Obviously, this is not going to stay here. And then we could add railing there, and this is probably... What is this? Oh, that's the roof. So this is going to be to there. And this will be... I think this is just in my way. Trying to see what's going on here. Right, so all of that is roof. Yeah, that doesn't work. This is the overhang, which means that this goes up like this. Oop, out of green terracotta. Time to sleep anyway. Thanks for the lurk, Chelquin. Appreciate it. Green terracotta. I believe we have the universal dyeing terracotta texture pack or data pack, so I'm gonna dye some of those. Do I have dye on me? I do. 1, 2, 3, 4. The status pack still working? It is. Beautiful. Goes back. That feels like a big green wall. I'm not really sure what to do with that yet. We'll have to figure that out. Right now I want to make sure that the inside functions the way that we want. Right, so we'd probably have another trapdoor here. Which I can't place. Little landing goes up here. I guess this just kind of goes up like that, which is weird. So then these could potentially be changed. I think that actually looks okay. Kind of looks like there's a purpose to that little hole in the roof. Like it's meant to be above here. We could probably even just remove this one and put this back. Put a torch here for now. So I don't normally carry torches in my offhand anymore. It's because of the new stripping mechanic. that they introduced a few versions ago. I do find I end up placing torches when I don't want to. We'll put another one here though. We'll have to sort out the lighting situation up here. Otherwise we'll have creepers in the attic, which would be bad. Don't want that. And then this just comes across like this. Now, technically, we could have some fun and bring in the chimney in here, which I think would be kind of cool. So there's the top floor. I feel like that helps us down here. Visualize how we want this to look. Oops. Need more dark oak. That's fine. Pencil Miner, thanks very much for the follow. Appreciate it. Fun username. Also, Matthew Wenner and Stampy Scene. Stampy Sean, sorry. Where? Dark oak. Food. We're running low on golden carrots. We're gonna have to go back and get some food, I think. And for those of you that are new to the stream, that's good news because it means that you'll get a bit of a server tour. Because yeah, we need some more golden carrots, and we'll have to walk back to Dartmouth Meadows to get it. I'm okay for rockets though. I am going to take a break as I normally do once an hour on the channel. And when I come back, we will walk back to Dartmouth Meadows and get some food and supplies. So hang on to your butts. I will be back in about 5 minutes. Okay, now we need some food. And we have a lot of zombie friends here. Hold on. Alright, let's grab our shulker box. We'll grab a couple, actually, because... Oh, hey, friend. We need to... bring this one. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, this has been my entire week. Okay. It will be nice when we have a central storage in this area. It's not out of doors. That was very close. That was very, very close. I would not be impressed if that had happened. Let's grab... Let's just empty the inventory quickly, because I don't want to carry all this stuff with me back to the meadows. We are going to have to go back and get some food, which means that anybody here that's new to the server is going to get to see some stuff that you have not seen before, which is always cool. And that, how are we doing for things? We don't need stone. We don't need bricks. We don't need andesite. We're low on gravel, but I don't think I have... Let's bring the gravel box. We'll have to see if we can store or stock up on that anywhere. We certainly don't need grass. Actually, we should bring this and empty it in the meadows. And I think that's it. We need gravel. We need golden carrots. We're okay for cobble. And I wouldn't mind some terracotta. I might have to go... I thought I had a terracotta box that was like all terracotta. Let's bring the... Don't need the utilities. Don't need iron. I don't think there's anything else that we're really low on. Not that I see. Just gravel, and we'll bring this with us. I'm going to bring this empty shulker box too, just in case we need it. All right, cool. Modern City for gravel? Yeah, I think Cosmic Dancer. So that'll be cool. People get to see that too. I'm gonna check the meadows as well. There might be some gravel in the meadows. One thing I do want to point people towards though, while we're making the trek back to the main area on the server, I did launch a new YouTube channel. It's not anything crazy exciting, but if you are curious about this area, I have downloaded every VOD from Twitch since November 4th of 2020. And back then, the only thing that existed here was the entrance to the medieval zone. Everything here, including this potato farm, was not here. So it starts with the potato farm and it builds from there and it goes south to cover all of that town. So if you're curious, over the next few days, few weeks, I'm going to be uploading probably over 150 hours of content to that YouTube channel, Joel Duggan VODs, that Hunter555 just linked to the chat for you all. There are now a couple of videos posted, so you should be able to just search for Joel Duggan VODs. I've got it linked on my other channel as well, so it should be pretty easy to find. It's got a little red TV icon on it. It doesn't have a custom URL yet because there's not enough subscribers. But if you prefer to watch your VODs on YouTube, I will be uploading unedited VODs there from now on. And I'm also going to be including things from like Satisfactory and Oxygen Unincluded if I still have those. Like all that kind of stuff we're going to be putting up there on that channel. It's just going to be an archive for the Twitch VODs because Twitch only keeps them for 8 weeks. And we are now working on projects that take much longer than 8 weeks. So yeah, it's a lot of content. I have it all downloaded. I wish I had started a little bit sooner, but it's one of those things that I should have uploaded. I should have created that channel a long time ago, but here we are. It is a long path, Soren. I normally fly it, but it's fun to kind of walk it and chat with you folks. Plus people that's the whole point of these little resource runs, is that people then get to see the server. So Cosmic suggested the modern city, which is down here. We've got these little command block portals on the server. So this takes us to the modern city zone. That was a weird noise. Obviously a work in progress, but still a very cool work in progress. And the storage is down this way. This looks really cool on the map. I really like the way that this looks on the map. Although I keep forgetting that this is south. I keep thinking about this as north. Gravel is here. Oh, that's andesite. Gravel is... Are we sorting gravel? Maybe we're not. Oh, yes, we are. Oh, we don't have a lot. I won't take all of it. So there's some here, which is good. I should have left one out. So we're gonna look for more. Nothing else rings a bell that we might need from here. Satchbeeve, we are looking for gravel and we need to replenish our golden carrots. So we're currently in the modern cities zone on the server. And while we're here, I'll give everybody a quick look. This is what we've got so far. You can see the structure plans for other buildings. Mostly it was road and infrastructure and plot planning. But we have a couple of things that have started to come together. We've got townhouses. We've got this nice garden. That Cosmic did this. And then the latest project that I worked on was this boardwalk that we've only just put in along with this mosaic square. So we're getting there. Slowly but surely, we're getting there. But I switched gears and wanted to do more modern, or not modern, more medieval building. So that's where we moved to. So we'll go back to the portal hub. And I'll check the nether for more gravel. Yeah, the bank took a long time. The bank is based off of a Lego build, an old Lego modular city build. Do we have... So dark in here. Do I have gravel? And if I do, where do I keep it? Oh, there's some terracotta. Don't think we need that much pink, but we can certainly re-dye this another color. I don't know why we had this much pink. It's probably from the gold farm? It's probably from the gold farm. Let's just take a full row that we can re-dye, because we have the data pack on the server, which I think is a vanilla tweaks data pack, but allows us to dye any terracotta to a different color, which is nice. I'm not seeing any... Oh, there's some gravel there, so... we don't... Oh, there we go. Take that. I guess we could check to see... I know I don't have any gravel at my swamp base. I just checked that last time. So the meadows is probably the next best place. Look for gravel. We have to come back here for carrots anyway. Oh, it's dark. Hopefully we don't have a creeper show up and blow up this. Because it's been so long since I've worked in this area, I would not remember how to put things back together. So we'll sleep quickly first before we check. This is where everything started. This is the first build that I ever did on the server 3 years ago, is this little cabin. And as you can see, this area is pretty well developed. All the way down to Cosmic's Somerville. Like, it's a big spot. Gravel. Let's also check the sugarcane, because this was really low. We need to make this a much bigger farm. It's now... Oh, it's doing pretty good. Okay. It was not active enough for everyone on the server, but I think we seem to be doing okay with it now. Gravel in my barn is, I believe, on the right. It's not worth taking. I'll just leave that. Does not appear to have any other bits. Okay. So we're going to go over to the block silo. This is a great idea for anybody that has a multiplayer server. I'm not sure if you've ever attempted this, but I have a water tower here over at the farm. This is the first manual farm that we created. Some sheep and cows and stuff. And this is what looks like a water tower is actually a block exchange. So members of the server can just come in here, the block co-op, where you can dump the blocks that you don't want and keep the blocks that you do. And it does not look like gravel is a thing that is here, but grass is. So we are going to dump our dirt and grass in here. And that's all the room that we have. Crap. Okay, well, freed up a little bit of space anyway. And there's no gravel. It's fine. What was the other spot, Cosmic? What? My frames are dropping to absolute crap here. What is going on? Where else would we have gravel? Maybe in the Guardian farm? Let's go find out. Hey, man-made, how's it going? Mountain Goat, good to see you. Good stuff, good stuff. Do you have radar on? What's radar? The new portal to the Guardian farm is just down here. Oh, you know where else might have gravel? Is the Wither Skeleton farm. We'll check that next. Part of most minimaps. I'm pretty sure I have all the stuff on minimaps turned off, but that's a good thing to check. Thank you. I will double check that. I have a frame stutter with this PC, which is a problem. So it could be that too. I've not looked at this place with the map yet. That looks amazing. How cool is that? Nice. So we've gutted this place, Mattcast and I, years ago. Like 2 years ago? Just before the 1.13 update. We gutted this ocean monument. It's not the most efficient, but it's better than nothing. Plus it looks cool. How cool is that map, though? Wow. Neat. Now, there is a storage chest around the back, I think. It was just odds and ends that were left over from the build. No gravel. That's an input for the system. That looks so honking cool. Thanks, Chelquin. Appreciate that. Joel's temporary storage. Where there is no gravel. So this is all just drops from the farm. You can see the guardians up here. That's where they spawn. And then they come out. And then they go down. And they get collected down there. But yeah, that looks great on the map. Really cool. It's too bad you can't see any of this, obviously. But there's no gravel here, so no dice. There's lots of gravel outside, but I'm not going outside to get it. Thanks very much. Oh, thank you. Direft Live, thanks for the raid. Appreciate you sharing your viewers. How's it going? Hope you had a good day. What were you working on? Alright, so we'll go down to the Wither Skeleton Farm, and then we'll check the desert while we're down there for more gravel. How am I doing for repairs? I'm okay. I don't think we're not going to need to repair anything today. Just doing an R6 surprise stream. Oh, interesting. I don't know what that is. Rainbow Six. I see it from the Nightbot. Cool. Gotcha. I probably should have eaten food and gotten food updates when we were in the meadows before I came all the way to the desert. That might have been a good idea. Kay the River Cat. I am new to your stream, so this is very good, entertaining search for gravel. Mini tour. Yeah, thanks very much. That's what I don't do tours, but I do like walking around rather than like flying around super fast. When it comes to going to get resources or getting more food, it's a better way to do that. Do wither skeletons drop gravel? I don't remember. I don't think they do. They drop coal, right? Coal. Yeah, okay. Just piglin bartering. Yeah, we haven't even set that up yet. I've not even done any of the setup for piglin bartering. No, I haven't. Ice. No, I don't have it set up yet. I might have some gravel here. That's cobblestone. Looks like no. Okay. We have an old school... This area was generated in 112, so the ocean floor all around this continent is all gravel. I just don't have the time to go. I'm not going to go mining for gravel. I was just looking for stuff that I might have had in chests. I can't think of any place else where I would have gravel. I'm not wearing a gold helmet. If I see any piglins, I'm going to have a problem. There's one piglin bartering setup with one piglin at Steven's setup. Oh, is there? Oh, cool. Do they give you gravel? Or are the trades set up? Piglin bartering is almost as good as villagers. I need to do that. I need to take the time. The next time we work on a nether project, I might try to do some more infrastructure and stuff. It might be fun to do that in the medieval zone because we don't actually have any nether portals in the medieval zone. I've got no idea what the nether looks like out there. And that nether out there would be all ungenerated. So it would be brand new 116 nether if we did go through a portal out in the medieval zone, which would be very cool. So I need food before I do anything else. And I think that's kind of it. I think that's the most gravel we're going to find right now. Plus it's been like 20 minutes. So carrots are going to be this way. As my frames drop to an absolute poop level. And I think the farms aren't working, but there's still plenty of carrots over here, I think. 3 stacks of carrots. You guys have to be able to see that on Twitch. I watched one of my streams the other day, and it was rough. The frames drop. It's not good. This is what I want. All right, let's do that. Golden carrots, please. That's 2 stacks. 1 more to go. There we go. Used up all my gold, but that's fine. Whoops. Alright, so we're good for food now. And I guess that's really all I had to do. I could clear out more of that grass. I guess I could do that at... Where would be a good spot to do that? I guess I could dump the grass at my swamp base. I mean, I could just turf it all. It's not like it's a big deal. We've got lots. I should have done it. I should have dumped the grass into the storage system at the bank. That would have been smart. That would have been SMRT. Lithium, yeah, we're running lithium and phosphor server side. And I'm running Optifine and the latest version of I'm running Optifabric and the latest version of Optifine on the local on my my install. Oh, save the build. Okay. Let's I don't think there's any gravel down there. So we're gonna just go to the swamp base and dump the grass, and then that's the end of the chores. The adulting will be done. We can go back to building and having fun. So for me, it's not a frame rate issue, it's a frame stutter issue, is what I'm experiencing. And it's not just Minecraft, so I know it's my computer, but I don't understand the problem. I've got a brand new processor from the fall. All of my stats for my computer are listed on the Twitch page if you're curious. I do have a friend that's going to help me out with it, but it's hard. It's like a needle in a haystack trying to figure out what the problem is. So we'll sleep here just in case any bad guys show up. Thank you, Triskelion. I have picked up a few tricks here and there. So this unfortunately is not a it's not a shulker box unloading system. It's just manual, but we can just toss all of these in here. Bye. And then they will slowly get sorted. You can see them coming across here. Or you should see them coming across here. Yep, there they go. Probably if I go up here, you may be able to see. Yep. That'll take a while. No problems. Oh, do I actually have... I'm sure I don't have any gravel here. There's no way. Nope. And I'm pretty sure that this is empty as well. Yeah, okay. Hey, Sapfi, how's it going? Good to see you again. Let's go this way for a change. All right, go back to the medieval zone. I will probably fly when I get there just because it is a bit of a long walk. So yeah, we built this before November, but everything else, I don't even think this bridge might have been done, but this potato farm and this wheat farm were not here November 4th. So the VODs on Joel Duggan VODs on YouTube start with that build, and then everything you see here, block by block, is going to be documented on that VOD YouTube channel. You do bang VODs in chat, and you'll get a link. Hello Poppet 1, great username. I love the Pirates of the Caribbean reference. And welcome. Thanks. It's Mambience is the name of the fabric mod for the noises. All right, so grass we can just put back in here. Gravel we can also put back in here. We can put that in there. I think everything else is good. Put that back. This can get the extra goodies. So we've got that taken care of. That I don't think we did anything with. We just put that back there. We are back in business. I am going to restart Minecraft. So just bear with me for just a couple of minutes here. I'm hoping I might be able to get some better performance out of this. I'm getting some real weird choppiness going on. So just give me a minute. I'm not even going to be gone that long. Just I'll be right back. Okay, now someone in the chat mentioned that one of the things with the mini maps, which I believe is, which key is it? M is the map. One of the hotkeys. There's the map setting. That's the world map setting. And radar was something we had to turn off. Load flowers, texture compressions. This is the world map. Does not look like there's anything called radar, so it's probably the mini map. And I don't remember what those options are. So let's go with controls. And you can usually, because this is such a well-made mod, there's the mini map. Map settings are Y. So we'll go Y. Change position, shape, square, entity radar. And these are all on. Oh no, players are on. And then everything else is off. Tamed mobs are on. Let's turn that off. And turn that off too. We don't need multiplayer stuff. That might help. Thanks for the tip. We'll see. I don't remember who that was, but I appreciate it. And what's the other thing I wanted to check? I've already removed the campfire data pack. I just decided that I just was not gonna... My problem started today when I loaded that data pack. I need to really get off my butt and sort out my current data packs and texture packs and things and really make things look nice. So this is odd looking because this is supposed to be the second floor. And how did we handle this side? Right. Okay, so we added this little thing. And this side, it's just there. So I'm going to get another smoker. So I think I have here. Yes. And I'm going to line this up with... So it's this particular spot here. So over 2 blocks. I think it's here. What are we looking at? We're looking at 89. Yeah, so 8,900, negative 8,900. Right, so that's that. And then is that the right level? Yes. Okay, so the smoker needs to go here for consistency. And then technically this would be dark oak. And I guess we would continue this through here. Not that it matters, but again, for consistency. And we've got the green terracotta inside, but we've got the green terracotta outside here. I also need to finish... I think it's going to be best just to finish this roof, and then we can always cut into it later. I put my slabs back in the wrong spot. Yeah, so we'll go up and finish the roof right after I sleep. I'm okay, Cosmic. I think we have enough. I just basically need gravel to create more coarse dirt when I need to. Does minimap stuff impact performance a lot? I literally play on a MacBook Air. I don't know, actually. I've been having these issues long before we did any kind of like map mods. I have everything that's not just visual looking down at the world in this mini map and the world map turned off. Like we can't teleport, we can't see mobs, we can't see treasures, nothing. It's just, I just want a visual pixel art representation top down of my town so I can see what the heck is going on. That's kind of that's the only reason that I have this. So we're gonna grab some scaffolding. And continue this along here. Get this out of the way. Remove this bit here. Put this there. Okay, so that completes this. We can leave this back in just in case we want to put a tower here. I'm not entirely sure yet. And that means that this needs to be like this, and that will need a trapdoor. Right, so that works out well. We will have to decide at what point we want this chimney to go in, and I think the best thing to do is to get it up past the other roof before it goes in a block. And then we'll figure out what's happening there. This, I think, is okay. I mean, technically, this would be the way it goes, but I think having it sorted that way is better. Grab a couple of these. And maybe we'll texture this while we're back here. Don't know if this is going to be grassy. So we'll not do any mossy for now. We'll just do some cracked here and there. And also this would be logs. And this, I believe, is an inside wall. Yeah, okay. So now we have to figure out how we're going to handle the side here. I'd like to try and continue some of this stuff. This might be also a good point to look at this building and see how much of this we really want to put up against the house or up against the inn. I don't know if this room at the top needs 2 windows. If it doesn't, that could open up more possibilities for us. Yeah, you're not going to see much there. I think we should shut that window up, and that way it'll give us more freedom on the other side. I'll grab my green terracotta. I couldn't imagine working on a long-term project without a mini-map to show progress. The mini-map, I actually don't find that useful. The world map, sure. The mini-map, I feel like the only thing the mini-map does is ask people what mods I'm running in the chat. I don't really use the mini-map that much. I mean, I can do things like zoom in. Which key is it? This key? No. It is one of these buttons. Not that. Is it M? That's that one. Nope. I don't remember. There's a key that zooms in on the minimap, but I don't remember what it is. I need to... I brought terracotta with me. Go. Maybe we don't need to dye more. We'll just grab the stuff we have. I think it's O. I think I changed it from whatever the default is, so it's not going to be the default. I could just look it up, but it's fine. It is... Nope. Controls. Minimap. Large map. Z. I made it Z. Which is a conflict. So, it's not working. That's fine. That looks strange. We'll have to figure that out later. So with that window closed up, we could put this building right up against the inn if we want to. I think that's going to be the floor level. So I need to rethink maybe the footprint of this. Because I don't know if we want... I don't think I want an alleyway down there. I don't know if we need one. We could have an alleyway between these buildings. And if we don't have an alley, we will have a little bit more leeway with the decoration in here. So... how do I want to run this? I like the idea of the second floor coming out. That's probably a good call. We did 1, 2, 3, and then out one here, so that's the right distance. So same idea. Change materials just so we can get a better idea of how it's going to look. So technically, we could just run it straight off like that. This is a weird kind of back and forth I find that happens with these builds, is that I'm still working on the inn, but in order to figure out what's happening with the inn on this side, I have to first figure out how we're going to plan this next building. So you really have to think like ahead of yourself sometimes. So if we put the next building there, I liked the idea of having some height to it because it's not very big. So that comes out to there. That means that this would be something like that. And that's okay with me. I think that looks cool. I like that it comes back away from the road so that it doesn't block the view here. Hey Joel, just popping in to say hi. Really enjoyed the roundtable discussion today. Have a good stream. Shalonel, thank you. I'm glad that you enjoyed the Spawn Chunks Quarterly. Yeah, we did that too. Appreciate it. Thanks for popping by. So this would technically be, I mean, this is not going to be diorite, don't worry. Although it doesn't look terrible. So it might end up being something more interesting. We could probably bring that out to here. What's in that corner there that I'm seeing? Oh, it's a trapdoor. So we may leave that there. We may push it back, but that would give us an extra bit of room here, right? To do something cool. If we wanted to extend the shelf, you know, if we wanted to make this look bigger. A little bit more interesting, we could do something cool in the corner, maybe shelving or barrels or whatever. I kind of like the extension, you know, like it looks like it's part of the same thing. Changing the colors up here will make it look like a different building, but keeping the wood textures here. We might ditch the idea of using the smokers. We might put something different here, just to have it feel like relatively consistent. Actually, that's backwards. Right, so we could do something like that. And then it's the second floor we have to figure out. So this is going in sections of 3. We might want to go bigger than that. Because in here, if we want there to be a second floor, we'd want the ceiling to be probably slabs, right? It's a low ceiling, but it's a pretty nondescript building. I guess we could just have the whole thing be a floor. Yeah, we could have the floor up here. I think that's what we did in the inn, right? It is 1, 2, 3.5. I think that's what the inn ceiling is. Yeah. 1, 2, 3.5. Yeah. Zapfy, thanks very much. That's a nice compliment. Thank you. Okay. Any quick shots on color or texture or block for that top? It's not. It might not stay. It might not be permanent. I feel like we could maybe do. I think maybe spruce, like strip spruce. Although we don't have a lot of spruce right now. Let's just use. Well, we could use strip spruce. Yeah, why not? We're gonna have to grow some more spruce trees. We're getting real low. So if we pop up here and just put in a quick spruce log thing. And here. Right, so that becomes a problem. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Whoops. Yeah, I like the fact that it's lighter. It needs to be lighter than all of this, so that's good for a start. But that becomes tricky in terms of how we connect the roofs. So we'll probably end up continuing the roof in that direction with dark oak, even if it's only the trim. We would probably use this. And we would treat list like the bottom and then come in here and do stairs here. Oops. No, I've got no idea if this is the shape of the roof, but where it connects is about right. Right, so we'd probably connect the roof in that fashion. Which means that we wouldn't have to worry too much about the inside. This is not going to be a terribly big building next to the inn here. So if the roof is there, this would actually come across like this. And again, we're just stuck dealing with this one little space. And we can probably get away with probably a double frame or trapdoor would be my guess. Could probably get away with just putting this one. Nope, this one. That there, that goes back there, and then we could just do trapdoor, which wouldn't be bad because we could do some cool stuff. Like we've got, I haven't decorated the roof of the inn yet, and I've done some interesting things over here with having like logs and ridges that go up over the roofs to keep roofs that are all dark, having them a little bit more varied, you know, is nice. So that's a spruce log. So we could try that as well. You can see how some of those might actually look good here. So something like this we could end up with. That's dark oak. So we could potentially have maybe like spruce logs going up there. And that could add some texture and line up with that and kind of make it feel like it makes sense. But for now, I feel like that's okay. I feel like that connects enough. We would have this roof come through. And so that means I don't have to worry about any of this. We can deal with that on the inside of this new building, which means this is probably wrong. Yeah, that's wrong. Get rid of all this. And so we've done this in sections of 3 on the bottom. So potentially this actually wouldn't be here either. Not my favorite exit. I mean, it looks good on the outside. I don't know about how I feel about the door in the corner there. But we could have a window here. I'm not sure what kind of shop this could be. We could figure that out later. This would continue back here, probably. And then we'd have to figure out how to connect this. Now this, I've already decided I want to move. And we might as well do that now. Especially because I think I have a bunch of pink terracotta that I just brought back with me. So we'll just... I think I just want to move it over by 1. So we'll put this here. And then get rid of all this. Oh, I forgot about this giant hole. This is under the bridge, I think? Yeah. I guess we could put some of this grass back. Oops. So that feels like a pretty big alleyway. We might want to change either the position or the shape of this house. I feel like we might have to point it a little bit more this way. But 2 sections of 3 here, and then we'll go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That feels very, very small. So let's extend that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so if we do 7, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that would go to at least there, which means we could have this tower maybe be part of this build. And then the other wall would be here. And that's basically the inside of this next building, which could potentially lead to the tower. If we want to keep the tower right there. It doesn't have to be right there, but it could be pretty cool. Reminds me of the Long Forgotten Village. What's that from? I'm not familiar with the reference. So I guess I'll just complete the shape of this as it is here, just so I can kind of keep an eye on it, but it's probably going to move now that I think about it. And actually, that means it comes right up to the edge here. This might not be good. Yeah, changing my mind again. We're just going to remove this. This is probably not the best place for this particular house. Don't want to. I feel like I should probably cover this up or fill it in. Pain in the butt. Let's put a funky trapdoor there so I remember that there is a cave. Joel, please fix. Alright, so that eliminates any kind of like pre-existing shapes. We can just kind of do what we want. So again, the next building could maybe even have a facade that rolls along this way. So maybe a 2 wide alleyway. Maybe it's only 1 wide alleyway. Probably not that far. Maybe we should give ourselves a break and make a square house. That is real small. That could work. Excaliboy11, hello, welcome in. How's your Saturday going? Yeah, that's a tiny little build. And yeah, it does leave us a little bit more leeway to figure out what's happening back here. I feel like this is probably going to be a path, not a house. So I'd like to have some sort of like access to whatever we build here in this space. Obviously, we're going to have a way to get to it. So probably decent to have a couple of little alleyways. That gives some room for this place to exist. Maybe the door to this place could be here. You start to kind of feel how this all fills in. So that means we are probably going to keep this tower because of how cool. Well, this is a decent sized place though. I don't know that we need. We might not need the tower. So again, I don't know. The purpose of the tower or the function of the tower would only be to get to a staircase to go somewhere else. And the tower, I don't know if it really adds to the barn, not the barn, to the inn. You can't see it from here at all. Right? Like you could just, it's just barely there. If you are walking along the street, you can't see it. You're only going to see it from here, provided it's taller than the roofs of these buildings. So it'll be a little bit visible. Here, however, it would be most likely visible over whatever we built here. And then the other angle I got to check is down from that gate there. And thank you, Cosmic. Yes, we are about to give ourselves a little bit of a break. Right, you're not going to see it through the... Is it a Cooper? Cooper, yeah. And you can't see it over there either. Yeah, so the only thing I think that that tower would serve as... It might be cool to see it from the other side of the river. So over here, the tower might play a bigger role. Then, yeah, like that's, it's probably going to add to the skyline. So we should probably keep something there. It also makes, gives us a chance or gives us a tool to then break up this very plain, very large dark oak roof with something interesting. Probably not stone bricks. We're probably going to do something like that, which would make more sense. Or maybe even that, if we have... I don't think I'm going to keep the die right there, but we'll see. That's cool. All right, so that makes a lot of sense. As Cosmic mentioned, it is time for me to step away and take a break. I do this about once an hour if you're new to the stream. Don't go anywhere. Hold on to your nuggets. We'll be right back. Go grab a stretch, grab a snack, fill your drink, do whatever it is that you need to do. And we will continue building when I get back. Hello, back again. Water is filled. Stretches were had. Oh, hello. You thought you were done. You thought you were safe. Not from me. Speaking of, do we have problems in here yet? No. Thank you, Cosmic. So now that I know where the next building is going to be, and the fact that we're probably going to put the gable like that on the street side, it might not be that shallow. We might make it more steep. We'll have to... We could even connect it to the other roof, you know. We could even do something like that. I feel like we have another... Oh, wow. 3? Do I have, like, no lights in there? Is that what the problem is? Wow. That's what it is. I'm finally playing over in this area. And I think that we're getting stuff spawning in here, I guess. Maybe we should just throw up a couple of temporary torches. No, it is safe from Sniper Joel? Oh, I don't know about that. I say that, and then prove you wrong. Okay, so now we need to pop back inside. Where's my newfound carrots? Wow, that's a lot. That's a good look. It's a lot of arrows. Whoops. So up here we have just a few more blocks. So that is the basic frame. We've got the upstairs sort of figured out here. I might want to put a window up here at some point. I certainly feel like one of these places could use a window. I don't know about there because then you're going to have that weird texture thing. Maybe up here? I don't know. Now down here, we have to finish this off. Get the old logs. And we need one. Guess here. Oh, no, right. That is supposed to be... Oh, right. These go the other way. So here we can probably... What do we want to do for these? Do we want to do this? Or do we want to keep them the same? I like that better. It's that, or we do stairs. And apparently I decided to push the door for this back. I don't know why I would do that. Maybe just for interest's sake. So we'll go with my plan. So it's that, or we could do stairs, which I don't have. Hold on. I missed Borderlands 3 streams? Yeah, I need to get... Brocket's been after me to finish that game. When I've had time to play stuff like that, I tend to be playing offline on the Xbox. else do I need to do here? I needed spruce stairs. We don't have any spruce slabs at all. Joel pincushion? Yeah, it definitely looked like a pincushion. Is it still? No, they're gone now. Yeah, so the other thing we could do here would be to use, oops, stuff like that. Which looks okay with the log above the door, but when the log is not above the door, not to say that we couldn't just move the door. I mean, it doesn't matter, really. Like, we could just move the door over here, right? Because I do like the stairs above the door better, I think. Now we just have to figure out what happens here, and I would imagine the easiest thing to do would be to just have the log go sideways. Ah, that doesn't look good either, does it? Maybe we have to use the all over stripped this. Whoops. I don't care that it's going to look kind of funky up here. It's more about what it's going to look like down here. That one doesn't matter. That's not a big deal. I feel like that looks the best. So same idea, we'll just remove these guys. Put this back. We'll have to figure out what to do there. And then for these these spots, we can just do this. Oh, I have one left. Good. It creates a little bit of interest up here. Feels a little bit strange, but for there we can just do the full log, and then I don't know how we handle this. That's an outside block. It has to be, right? Probably part of the roof. Yes. What was that? Now we have to go check. Crap. It's in the corner there somewhere. Do you have a bedrock farm or gold farm? A bedrock farm? I have a gold farm. Ah, okay. So it was just a solid. So it's a solid block. Which means I would like to try and keep it the same on the outside. So we could do something like this inside where we could remove this and just put in a full spruce. But then we have those tangent textures that I don't like. So how do we handle this? Trapdoor. It's interesting. It doesn't look bad. It looks a little strange. We could mirror it. Oh no, that's floor. It does add a little bit of visual interest. I don't mind it. The other thing we could do is put the trapdoor this way and put a trapdoor there. I think I like that better. And then we could put maybe something in the corner here and put like a table on it. Although here might be a good spot for a table too to kind of hide the brick. Cool. Oh, more friends. I want your helmet. Darn it. Glow Watts, hi there. Found your short stream earlier. Just found some free time to dip in now. Thought it was just me that forgot important appointments. Nope, I forgot things too. No helmet for me. All right. Well, I think we're okay. I'm okay with the interior on this floor. We've filled in the solids up here. So for me, I think the next thing to do is to switch gears from all the wood and finish the chimney. And for that, we might have to look at how we want to do the inside here. And I definitely want to have at least one campfire going. And then we'll have maybe like a cauldron full of water or something on the side. Unless we want to put like an empty campfire there for wood sources. I don't mind the very blocky look of this. I think I'm going to leave it andesite. We will probably change these blocks out to polished andesite. And then on the back, we'll have to decide how far we want to go up. Because we also have this roof to deal with. I'm just going to fly up there for now. Right, so we want the edge of this roof to come down unless it's going to touch the chimney. And I don't think I want to bring that all the way up for the roof to touch it. So we'll have to just maybe block this in solid first and then decide how we're going to chop it down. I don't think I want to add... Yeah, I don't want it to stick out any farther, obviously, into this gap here. So it will go at least another block, probably 2 blocks higher, and then potentially more depending on how we want this roof to go. Because that unfortunately leaves a very odd line here, and I'd like to not have to deal with that. So it might be better to not have the chimney come in this side, but instead have it come in that side. Which I don't know if that makes sense or not from a how to make chimneys standpoint, because I've never built one in real life, so I don't know. Who needs a bone farm where you can just have to shoot skeletons all day long? All right, so let's switch gears here. We'll go with polished andesite. Andesite. I'm going to need a little bit of basalt. Maybe a little bit of blackstone. Going to need a cauldron and a campfire. So inside, I feel like a nice look to the hearth slash fireplace will be... This might be too shiny, but we'll see. Polished andesite. We're going to use blackstone here. Oops. And then we'll use basalt here. Just because it looks darker. Looks more like it's full of soot. Probably that like that, and you like that. Maybe not, actually. Not sure about that. We might try to put maybe like food on something. We'll see. I'm okay with everything else, except for, of course, we need to make sure this looks more like something that's not going to catch on fire. Which makes me worry about this table. I think I prefer smooth stone for this. Love the fireplace. Thanks, Cosmic. Yeah, so these look less shiny. I feel like they look more like a hearth. I don't know if I like the fact that I had to remove that table, though. So that's not my favorite. I'm wondering if we've made the fireplace too big. Maybe the solution. And can you silk touch these? Yes. So maybe the solution is to keep the single fire and reduce the size of this. Which means that we could potentially still do that. That feels a little bit strange, though. Do we like the single wide fireplace, or do we prefer the bigger one? I mean, we could make it asymmetrical. That's fine. Miss Snarky says bigger fireplace. Well then. Yeah, I like the bigger one too. I just like that you can see it so clearly when you come in when it's big like that. Maybe the thing here is to have one big table. I mean, again, this is going to be changed into an actual table rather than just a bunch of stuff like that. That, or we could have 2 4x4 tables. But I think I prefer the one 2x6. Bigger fits the theme better. I agree. Yeah, I agree. Just your 2 cents. Oh yeah, well your 2 cents is right. Your 2 cents is 100% right. Yeah, I think that's the solution, is to change the table and have the bigger hearth. Again, I'm not entirely sure about the cauldron. But I'll leave it there for now. So that's, I think I like those stones. I don't think I do want to do anything too funky up here. I don't think I want to do slabs. I'll go grab some slabs just in case, but I'm pretty sure that's not what we want to do. I should get stairs too. Slabs, stairs. Okay. Bigger table actually looks really good. I agree. I need to update Chuck's data pack like that. I really need to get a better data pack going. So we could do something like this. Does that stop the smoke? That stops the smoke. That feels a little funny. Plus it doesn't stop the smoke. Okay, so that's probably a no. We could do this. Also no. Maybe with all of them? I don't mind that. I don't know what's happening here though. Yeah, that looks funny, doesn't it? I think I preferred just the straight up blocks. I don't think we want to do anything different up there. It's not bad. What? Okay, so instead of doing andesite across the top, what other blocks could we throw up here? I mean, this looks good, don't get me wrong. But what could we put up there that might look better? I'm gonna have to sleep in a second here. No option to build a chimney? I don't know what you mean. The chimney is on the back. So we've got, this lines up with what's inside. So like if I, you can hear the fire. Right, there's the back of the chimney there, or the back of the fireplace. Oh, I see. Yeah. It doesn't really matter, but you're right. Yeah, and I am trying to build stuff like that with the terms of the fireplace. So this is what's directly above. So if we remove this, you're right. It would probably make sense to do... That just feels like it's a little bit in the way. So I think that's one of the things that I was doing was kind of faking it so that there is the chimney. We just have to kind of pretend that there's an angled vent that happens kind of like in there somewhere. This will just stay here. In order to get the smoke to come out of the top like this, we have to put another campfire at the top. It's kind of like a cheat. You put one at the bottom and then you put another one at the top. So it just looks like it's smoking. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what else to put along there. I can't really think of anything right now. I got you. Carry on. Nice. Yeah, I don't know what else we could put up there. Not stone brick. Not cobblestone. It is andesite already. I don't think these would look good. Anything that has a grate to it. Like anything that has a line to it. Like a grid. I don't think it's going to look very good. I wonder, someone had mentioned putting andesite walls. Whoops. Burned my toes. Andesite walls there. I think that might look too thin, but we'll give it a go. Stairs in the corners? Maybe. Try that too. I need andesite walls. And I need to get rid of some of this wood so that my inventory is not so cluttered. Junilla? Is that how you pronounce your name? Welcome on in. Thanks for coming by. I think the issue with the stairs in the corner is that it's a problem with the top part, right? I don't think it works. It works on this side. Right, so we'd have to remove this one. And... Right, so that's the... what would we do there? So we'd do... How would we hide that? Does that work? I don't know. I think I like the bigger boxy look. If we can get it to work. I think the stairs are a good option. I think the walls are too thin. Just wondering if we can get away with a different texture so that the andesite on the top feels special. Do I have any stone on me? Just one. That's a nice shape. I like that. With the stairs in the corners? Is that what you mean? What did I want? Stone. Nope. I want stone. Though with the stairs on the sides. Yeah, where it's slightly smaller on the top. Yeah, like this. So we can do that. And that again. And if I put in stone on the side? No, you know what? I think it just looks better when it's all the same texture. It looks good here. I need to figure out how to make it look good over here. What did we do? So if I remove this, put in a full block. That's the top of the stairs. That's why that stops like that. So... maybe all we need to do is just push this a little bit farther with an upside down stair. Hold on. Maybe trapdoors in front to change the profile a bit. You mean on the front of the hearth? Stairs. Just don't look at the other side. Have you met me, Cosmic? Do you know how much this would bug me if this didn't look good? I mean, in some ways it's a good problem to have. In other ways, it's not at all. So I think the issue here is that we just have this nice little pocket here that looks so good, and then over here, it's a little bit trickier. What if I change the direction of these? If I change all of these to stairs? I think this torch is messing me up too. Or we could just change these all to full blocks. I mean, it doesn't have to be... maybe this is the part where it just doesn't go up. No, that doesn't look good either. I think the issue is that this looks like it continues straight up here. And here we want it to do the same thing, but it's not possible unless we have a full block in that space. And that then overlaps into this space. So I wonder if we can do an upside down stair. Nope, because that then breaks the illusion that way. Oops. Maybe trapdoors is the wrong block. Trapdoors on the left-hand side of the ceiling to make it the same height as the right side of the fireplace. The problem there is that then we don't have, we have to have, this is part of the floor upstairs. So I think maybe the simplest solution is probably just a simple, something like that. But you're right, it needs something. Can't do that. I feel like that looks okay. Does it look okay? It's this, or we add a stair block here. I feel like it's better without the stair block. It might be one of those things we just have to live with. I mean, it's barely noticeable. I like this change, though. Why not make it a full beam? Ooh. Let's try that. Somebody has their thinking cap on. Can I make that the same up there? Alright, I probably won't do it there, because that would look a little bit funny. Well, I think it would look funny. Yeah, that to me feels a little strange. So we'll do this, but I like the beam. I like that. That's better. That makes way more sense. Barely noticeable. Who are you and what have you done with Joel? Well played. Well played. Yeah, I like that better. That's what I needed. 100% good idea. Sweet. Okay. Sleep time again. Good ideas all around. Okay. So, if that is the bottom part of the fireplace sorted, I feel like we might want to... Is this an outside block? That is not an outside block. So let's switch that into a brick. So then the andesite inside is all fireplace. And then on the outside... we will figure this out. Yeah. Okay. So now it's more about the roof and how we want that to roll. So let's grab some scaffolding. We'll quickly put in the roof. I will need slabs and little bits. Slabs. Those. Okay. What? I'm glad I made that jump. So let's go over here. That way. And then we can probably squeak in here. This would be here. One of those. That way. We have this. And then that. Whoop. Another one of these. Oh, too far down. Is that right? Yep. That goes to there. And then the last little bit would be a slab that would go here. So, I don't know if we really feel like this is probably going to be better if it just goes right up against the chimney. Like, I feel like it might be better to bring this chimney up so that we have a geometric change here rather than just a texture change. I feel like that might be the better solution. I mean, that looks cool, but don't exactly know. Oh, wow. I was like, now I'm in the other house. Yeah, this is a tough call. Remember when I said the chimney was a problem for future Joel? Well, now future Joel is mad at past Joel. Because this is a lot of very empty green. This we don't have to worry about because that's going to be inside. Yeah, I definitely want there to be a shift there. Well done, Cosmic. Well done. All right, I need to be just like higher. Let's can I zoom in from probably here? Okay, so that's what it looks like as a single wide chimney. We could just, well, no, because so this looks cool, but then it does not look as good from this side because it would mean that we would lose this part. Unless we move this over. Maybe this kind of goes that way. Let's try that. Oh, so close. And I'm in the other house again. Ale Joker? Ale Joker 22, hello. Welcome in. Yeah, so maybe here somewhere about where would it make sense? Oh, come on. I'm very tired of falling into this building. Everybody that's been around for this channel for a while knows that this is a habit. Just fall off stuff all the time. All right. So I think we have to get the chimney down to this width by doing a staircase this way. I'm just trying to figure out where would be the best place to do that. I think probably let's look inside at where we put the cross beams. on the front. So on the front of the building, we've got these cross beams that go across there. I just need to figure out where they are, and we can add that to this back part. And it looks like they are 1, 2, 3. They're on the 4th. So 1, 2, 3. This one here. And I think that might inform us as to where to go next with the chimney. Listen to the Spawn Chunks, and it's great. Thanks very much, James. Appreciate that. Listen to the Citadel Cafe, too. Also free, sci-fi, fantasy entertainment. Not family-friendly sometimes, just because some of the content we talk about is aimed at adults. But fun show. Megan and I talked about Dota Blood, Dragon's Blood, this past week. Yeah, so I think maybe that kind of gives us the idea that maybe here is where we should change the direction on the chimney and potentially have it do either this. No, probably the other way. Need to get up here. So we have to do that. So that becomes tricky there. Because inside, unless that takes us up to the 3rd floor, if we can hide this inside in the transition between the 2nd and the 3rd floor, I'm going to be a happy camper. So if we come up here, right, so we could put green in here. We could do that here, so it looks like the chimney continues up through, right? And then doesn't change anything here. That feels a little bit funny, but we can fix with that later. And what does that look like on the outside? Love the Spawn Chunks, excuse me, and I try to check out the Citadel Cafe when the topic is something I know about. Oh, cool. Yeah, no, and that's fair. I mean, like, it's one of the things about the Citadel Cafe is that hopefully people over time get to know myself and my co-hosts, and that's why they end up coming back. But initially, you definitely have to find one of the shows that the topic is going to be something you either know about or care about. This is what I think we do here. We have to... I don't know about this part. Probably not. And then where did we go in on the other side here? It is 1 block up. So we go 1 there, stair there. That might be a little bit too much of a tangent, but I think it gets the rough job done. Let's do a little, we'll sleep and then take a quick fly through, and then unfortunately I have to wrap things up. Cosmic or anybody that's in the chat that's a mod or familiar with the people I normally raid, if there's anybody that's live that you'd like me to pass all you fine folks on to, then let me know. Normally Sliced Lime is live around this time. Loved the She-Ra episode. Very, very cool. That's one of my favorites too. Megan was so passionate about that show. Such a great show. So I love that we now have a 2x2 chimney. I think it looks really cool. Follow Critter, is he live? Do you know how long he's been live? Like he's going to be going for a little bit? Slice or Drath. All right, we'll raid Slice. I always like raiding Slice. He's a good dude. We raided Drath, I think, a couple times last week. Like to spread the love around. I think that's pretty good. You know, I mean, it needs some work and texture and stuff, right? But I think that looks pretty good. We'll mess with the roof. The roof obviously doesn't need to go all the way down. This is obviously in the wrong spot. So, like, that would go... Oh, I did that wrong. All right, then. that just goes straight over like that. So we'll have to figure out how that looks in the end. But I think that's pretty solid. I like the decisions inside. I like the shape of this outside. I love the fact that it's square now, because that gives us an opportunity to maybe do like a 2x2 wall situation and get details like that kind of stuff. And where's my church? Like the church details there in the corner. We might be able to pull off something like that on the top of the chimney, so it's not so square looking. Obviously, we'll change out some blocks. We'll put in some things like, you know, andesite, maybe stuff like this, and we'll make it look nice the next time. But that's going to be it for me, folks. If you enjoyed this stream, then obviously follow before you take off. You'll get notified when I go live again. And you can listen to the Spawn Chunks. It's a podcast all about Minecraft. I do that every Monday. Looking forward to talking about the new snapshot. You can follow me on Twitter. That's when I post when I go live. You can listen to my other podcast, the Citadel Cafe that we just talked about there. All kinds of free content online for me, including the new YouTube channel, Joel Duggan VODs. You can search for it on YouTube. I have over 150 hours of content that is going to be uploaded in the next week or two. They are old VODs from this particular build. They start at the potato farm way over there and they end up here. So everything that you see here, block by block, no cutscenes, no time lapses, nothing. It's all how this place came together. So I hope you enjoy. Go forth and leave a follow there. Do check out patreon.com/JoelDuggan. That's a great way to support the streams. Come back here tomorrow. I will be doing another stream around 12 p.m. Atlantic, which is UTC -4. And we are going to pass everyone along to Sliced Lime. So don't go anywhere. Thanks so much for hanging out, folks. I will see you next time.